I gotta do something about this background. It don't look so good. Welcome back. Today I want to talk about coveting what others have. Do you covet? Because I covet, or I coveted. Not anymore, but I will talk about how I realized that I was sinning. I was coveting. Coveting is a sin. Do not covet. It's one of the thou shall not want what your neighbors have, one of the commandments. So let's talk about that. I didn't realize how much I was hating my own life. Hate is a strong word, or I never realized that I was deep into coveting until I stopped watching everyone else's lives on social media, on YouTube. Or until I hit rock bottom after realizing I wasted 10 years of my life waiting for nothing. There was a point where I had to delete social media, like delete all of it. Instagram, Facebook, yeah, that's all I had. I never had any TikTok or Twitter, X or whatever. I only ever had Instagram and Facebook. Lately, I've been back on Facebook because I'm trying to sell things off Marketplace. As soon as I sell what I want to sell, I'm going to deactivate my Facebook again. But every time I scrolled on social media, I wasn't just like keeping up with people. I was like comparing, I was measuring myself to them, I was coveting. That's what I was doing. Just like, oh, I wish. Oh, that's the life I want. That's coveting. I was coveting their vacations, their relationships, homes, their hobbies, their adventures, their perfect moments. I was coveting that. Their love, their connection, their family, all of it. And without realizing it, I was sort of like living vicariously through these people, enjoying watching others live their lives and neglecting my own. Does that sound familiar? Are you doing that? I did it for way too long. I started feeling depressed, because I wanted to have that van life, but I didn't want to do it alone. Or I wanted to buy a castle in France and renovate it, but I didn't want to do it alone. Or travel the world and vlog about it, sharing my experiences with you, but I didn't want to do it alone. So I went and got lost in other people's adventures. I just started living my life like a zombie, a complacent life through them. Felt good watching other people share their adventures and their life stories on YouTube. But as soon as that video would end, I would get back into my world and I'd be like, ugh, what else can I do to distract myself? And like the worst part of it all is that I didn't realize I was sinning. I didn't realize I was coveting. I think I did it for 10 years. And I didn't realize it. The Bible says in Exodus 20:17, you must not covet your neighbor's house. You must not covet your neighbor's wife or anything else that belongs to your neighbor. Anything else. That includes lifestyles, opportunities, and even like highlight reels, anything we see online. That's the neighbor's house. And social media made it way too easy for me to want what others had and what God did not give me. And when I wasn't scrolling on social media, I was escaping to TV, movies, TV series, binging. Like, I think I've watched everything on Netflix in the last 10 years. Everything. Did I mention everything? Like, it's sad. Even gaming. I would get lost in gaming. I could create virtual reality with gaming and explore worlds through the RPG games and just like immerse myself in that life, in that world, in that experience virtually. I mean, just saying this out loud is giving me excitement for the next game. Yeah. I just love gaming. Good games. Like, I'm not gonna play bad, evil games and just game full of gore and like witchcraft and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go and play that. I play realistic games, post-apocalyptic games. Those are my favorite. Actually, you know what's sad? Post-apocalyptic is my favorite genre for movies, TV series, and gaming. You want to know why? Because in a post-apocalyptic world, mundane things like finding love and what I look like, my weight, whether I'm, married or single, all these things would be very unimportant, because what would be the most important thing in a post-apocalyptic world is survival. I love that genre because it just puts me in a state of not needing what others have. I would love to be in a post-apocalyptic world, because then I wouldn't have to worry about those silly, mundane, worldly things, the material things, the just the unimportant things. It helps me become heaven-minded. Let's be honest. Apocalypse is coming eventually. Don't know if I'll be alive when it does, but we gotta know where we're headed. We gotta be heavenly minded if and when it happens in your lifetime. It just keeps me grounded with all of the noise of coveting. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that movies, TV shows, gaming is evil, not at all. It's just like, for me, it became distractions to avoid the reality of my boring life. So I would escape to those things and try to change my mind, distract myself. At least it wasn't alcohol or drugs, right? But when the screen turns off, you're back in reality, and your life is just there waiting for you. Nothing changes. And then another thing is spending. That quick dopamine hit of when you see the Amazon van pull up to your driveway and excited about what's being delivered to your door because you forgot. You buy so much stuff on Amazon that you forget what you bought, and then you get all excited. That dopamine hit, that's a coveting. That's an idolatry. You're filling that void with dopamine, not important things. And then that feeling lasts 12 to 24 hours, and then the void comes back, because no purchases, no material things can fill that void ever. So I had to be honest with myself. I wasn't just bored. I wasn't just tired or lazy. I was discontent with my life and complacent. I became complacent and almost dormant. Discontentment will always lead you to crave what you don't have. The Bible says in Hebrews 13:5, "Don't love money. Be satisfied with what you have. For God has said, I will never fail you. I will never abandon you." The issue wasn't what I didn't have. The issue was that I had lost sight of who I was, or what God has already blessed me with, which are so many things. I have so many blessings in my life. When I remove the noise, the scrolling, the constant comparison, and all the distractions, I started to see my life more clearly. It's not perfect, it's not glamorous, but it's real. And more importantly, it's the life that God gave me. And with or without a husband, I am blessed beyond measure. So if you feel empty or constantly comparing yourself with other people, scrolling on social media day and night, before going to bed, scrolling for an hour, watching people's reels, if that's you and you keep doing that, you're probably coveting as well. So I recommend you take a step back, take a pause from social media, and reevaluate. Why are you scrolling? Why are you always on social media? Are you coveting while you're doing it? Are you more inclined to buying things that you see when you're scrolling? Because I was that person too. I was scrolling on Instagram and I was like, ooh, this looks like a cool tool for my hair. And I went and bought it without even thinking twice. But ask yourself, are you living your life through other people's experiences? Or are you just scrolling out of boredom? Or are you really coveting? Because coveting will steal your peace slowly and quietly until you realize one day that you've wasted a lot of time. And it will eventually convince you that what you have is not enough. But it is. It is enough what you have, because you have God. God loves you. He chose you. And he alone can fulfill that void. Not social media, not coveting what your neighbor has, not a new car, not a new parcel from Amazon every day. So I encourage you to take a pause, take a step back from social media, try it out. I did it last summer. I said, I'm gonna do 1 month at a time. I paused all of it for 1 month and I felt so free. I felt so like bored. Of course, I was bored of the first few days, but eventually I'm like, I found other things to do. I started making sourdough bread, teaching myself, like, I don't consider YouTube social media. I know it's weird, but I will go on YouTube and watch videos on how to make sourdough bread and then do it. So I started doing that as a hobby, and then I started reading books. I started this channel. This is the result of removing social media, is me resuming my YouTube channel, because I had started in 2020 and then I stopped out of complacency. But now, yeah, because I'm removing all the noise and everything made me depressed, now I have more ambition, I have more desire, I have more room to look at myself and my life and do something about it instead of living through other people. So if all of this hit home for you, then you're not alone, because I've lived through it and I'm still living through it. It's still a struggle. I struggle making these videos because I'm so used to the complacent, lazy life of gaming and watching TV and just doing nothing with my life. I'm so used to that. I did 10 years of that. It's really hard to remove that off of me. So I'm still struggling, but it's getting easier and easier every day. And it started with one step, deleting social media for me. I don't know about you, it might look different for you, but I encourage you to make that step. And soon enough, you will see things unfold. You will see your courage. You will see your desire for something new, a new hobby, a new experience. And it's just, God will guide you. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments, comment below. I'd like to have a conversation, and let me know if you want me to cover anything specific. I'm sure I've been through it. And thank you for subscribing and sharing my video. If you think it's going to help anyone you know, share it. It's going to help me. Like my video. And yes, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.